So let's go against this Lila chess network here. So e6, I mean, we can play a French, but I don't really want to. We have a Dutch. That's probably not what Lila chess would go for if it has no opening book which she has to use. So knight c3, bishop b5, I don't know, I'm gonna go for this. Probably, do I start with this or do I start with knight f3? What's the difference? I don't know, I can't tell. This is a little bit more committal, so I'm gonna go for knight f3. Let's see what Lila chess is doing with the Dutch here. I mean, g5 is probably not on. No, I can just take it. So knight here, she might want to go with the knight to e5 at some point. Well, I think knight f3 in some lines you want to go to h3. But anyway, so g2, d5, bishop e7, c5, stuff like this. Bishop b5, bishop d2. And then I have d3 and I can control this diagonal maybe. So bishop e7. But now I have knight c3 because there is no bishop b4. I know this line a bit, I have to say. At least I know the ideas from Black's perspective. And I know that if you go knight c3 too early with white, then there is bishop b4. And then it's not that great. So I think I'm gonna go with this kind of setup here. Bishop g2. The Dutch is not that great of an opening, so d5. Right. I guess I should just go b3. I mean, takes is not that convincing to me. But if I go b3, I cannot really go b4 anymore. I mean, I can also go knight e5 here. And if takes, I have knight takes. And the bishop is open. What is if I castle? He takes and I go knight e5 then. b5 is not possible because the rook would hang. And there is no convenient way of defending the pawn, so I don't really have to react to this, I think. I mean, I don't see that takes is good. Yeah, c6. So this is the Stonewall Dutch. Now it's threatening to take it maybe. So I guess I should go b3. b3 on knight e5. I mean, if I go knight e5. So let's say, and I can also go a4 maybe. a4, pawn takes c4, knight e5. b5 takes. Cannot take with the c pawn because those pawns have been cleared out. So I think a4 might be a move. And then rook b1. And I might go for b4 instantly. a4, a3 is still not gonna go well for him. So yeah, this bishop here is kind of strong. I have to take care of this pawn, but the queen does a good job doing so. So my idea is, well, the knight belongs on e5 in any case. So I can start with knight e5, but I guess I don't want to. I guess I'm gonna go with a4. a4, d takes, c5, c4. So I'm calculating a4 takes, knight e5, b5 takes, rook takes, bishop takes, rook. So that's fine for me. And a4, what is it gonna do? This a4 and a6. And I can also go bishop f4, kind of. Don't have to worry about stuff that that much, but I think my bishop belongs on the b2 square. I mean, b4 is not possible currently because the bishop is covering it. I mean, I can get the bishop out of the way. Let's say I'm gonna go there. Takes, knight e5, knight here, knight takes, pawn takes. Take the bishop, take the pawn, so bishop g5 might be an idea. Just getting rid of it, but he has a lot of holes here, so if I want to get rid of this bishop, I want to do it taking this one. I certainly don't want to take on d5, because if e takes d5, and then this bishop can come to e6, I can go there, maybe. Queen b3. I can go a4 and queen b3 next. I can go to c2. No, I can't go there because, well, I could. The knight is still covering this. I should probably just go e3. e3, and if it's taking it, well, either I go a4 or I do something else like b3. But b3 has bishop b4 maybe. I guess I'm gonna go with a4, just preventing b5 altogether. So a4, pawn takes knight e5, b4 takes the rook. That's not on. So a4 would prevent him taking this. Well, not really preventing it, but and then I can figure out how to get something going on the something to the b4 square. I mean, I can also start with knight a4, but then takes, knight takes, and b4, b5 could be kind of annoying, so I'm gonna go with a4. So if I can get some moves in, if I can get b4 in, expanding there, it shouldn't be bad. So a4, a5, yeah. So he clamps down on the b4 square. Queen b6. Queen b6 could be kind of nice. Queen b6 could be kind of nice. Bishop f4 to e5. It's also not out of the question completely. Bishop f4, knight h5, bishop e5, knight d7. I don't think that's gonna be good for me. So how to make some kind of useful move yet again? I mean, I can go c5, trying to attack this pawn a couple of times. But how to do this, that's the next question. c5 is, if I can get something on b6, it would be a different kettle of fish. So now takes, knight e5, b5 is not on still. I could go rook b1. I want to get rid of this knight. I want to exchange this knight either for a bishop or for a knight, and or I go for e5 because b4 because b4 is out of the question. I can go knight e5. So takes, knight e4, b5, takes, bishop takes, rook. So queen b3 might be a move, but this leaves that pawn a bit weak. So I think it's time for the move knight e5, but knight e5, knight d7, it's not that clear. Knight e5, knight d7, knight d3 takes, hitting this, hitting the knight. So What am I gonna do in that position? I mean, queen b3 looks kind of sensible as well. If takes, I have takes. This pawn is covered. e3, rook e1 might still be something. I mean, I don't have to go there. I can also go there. But first of all, this pawn needs to be protected a bit more. So knight d7, pawn c5, knight takes. Can still go to e4 from there, but I mean, what about b3? I mean, b3, it covers the pawn on c4, but the pawn on c4 is not really threatened, at least not currently. I can also go queen d3. Still keeping an eye on that pawn, and if takes, I have takes, and if b5 takes, takes. Queen takes, so bishop d7. What's his plan? Well, actually, what's my plan? I mean, I'm down on 20 minutes, so I have to figure out a way of doing stuff here. I mean, c5. As long as he can't go e5, it's good for me. As long as he can't go e5, it's good for me. I think rook e8 might be a move. Rook e8. Rook e1, I mean. Rook e1. Rook e1 or queen b3. Or b3. I mean, b3 is a normal move. If takes, I have c takes, and then I have opened up the b file. And my bishop can come to the meter square. Or I play it a little bit slower, like e3, h4, knight e2 to f4. I don't really want to go rook e1 because knight e5 might be something. Knight e5, bishop b4. Knight e5, well, starting with bishop b4, of course. So I guess I go with b3, b3, or I start with knight to e5. I guess I start with b3. I mean, there isn't really a best move in the position, I think. I'm gonna go with this. Took a long time. So the pawn here is not really threatened, this pawn as well. So now I'm gonna go here, knight e2, h4. So bishop d7, as he wants to go d5, takes. Takes. Don't really think so. Now I can go for bishop f4 because he doesn't have knight d7 anymore. After my bishop comes to e5, he might want to go to e8, and somewhere along this line. This is actually the normal plan for this bishop. I mean, you can clamp down on this completely, like going here. Put the knight on f4. Well, if I go here, he goes there, I go here, and then I go there with a tempo. g5 is not on, so I guess I'm gonna go with e3 here. If knight here, it's not that big of a deal. Just gonna go back. b5, I don't believe in b5. And in worst case, so it's preparing for taking the knight. It's preparing for taking the knight. I can go there, put the bishop back in c7, where it's. But then he might have something like b5. And if takes, so I don't think this is so great. I mean, those pawns are on dark squares. You can go bishop a3. And if bishop takes, rook takes, and queen e7, I have rook a2 coming into e2. I guess I want to get rid of this bishop, at least for that, for that bishop. It's not that clear though. He can't go e5 still. So bishop here, bishop takes, rook takes, queen e7. I have still a clamp on this, and I get those dark squares in the center. So I mean, positionally speaking, it's not that the trade I want to do, but I can do many things in that position actually. So bishop there, clearing the square for this. I can go knight here to here, as long as he can't go there. Queen e7 would hit the rook and the pawn, but I have c5. I have c5 in those cases, and I can put my rook back as well. c5 b6 makes this one a little bit weak, so I can jump in. I'm gonna go knight back to the e2. If he takes on c4 now, takes, I go b takes c4. Everything seems to be protected currently, and I want to go to f4. He can't go g5 because I'm just gonna take it. And if knight e4, it's also not that bad. Can he go e5 after I go there? I don't know. I mean, I can also go knight e5 now. Cemented with f4. So then my pawns are on dark squares, his pawns are on light squares. If he takes my knight on e2 and tries and goes here, I can maybe take it. Or I can go here, attack the bishop, threaten the fork. So he takes. I think knight f4 is still on, because g5 I take on e3. I mean, that's not that clear. That's actually not that clear. I can take it with the bishop, and after g5 go knight here. Because if ever I take this, well, he goes here. So I think it's the right positional time to push the pawn forward. And if e5, I can still take it. I can't take it with the pawn because the c pawn would hang. So I guess the right way of doing things is just to go back. Well, is he ready to push e5 anyway? Not if I move the rook back. I mean, he can take the knight, attack, and he pushes. I don't know. I mean, c5? c5, he has e5 right away. I mean, I can protect against both by playing queen a1. Actually, queen a1, e5, I'm taking it, hitting the knight, and I'm unpinning, and if he takes and goes e5, I can still take it. So I guess queen a1, as weird as it looks, but this little maneuver was kind of great. So now, if I have a chance, well, if he goes g5, I have knight here to e5 or c5. Well, I mean, I don't have a choice other than taking this. So g5, g4 might be something, but my bishop. So knight here, clamping down on e5, knight here. Okay, he wants, I don't know what he wants. I think it's the right time to push c5. I mean, knight b4, I'm taking it. Go back with the rook, he has a double pawn. So I'm gonna go c5 here. If he pushes, might stay on this diagonal, as weird as it looks, but it saves my king. Well, if he pushes, there is no knight coming in. I'm probably... Okay, he goes here. Right, so I want to go... What's my next plan? I mean, my next plan is probably something like e5, like e4 or b4. e5 takes this pawn, becomes weak. Well, he's gonna go e5. He's gonna go e5. That's a problem. That's a huge, huge problem. What about b4? Rook e1, e5, he's threatening to push. So if I go here, he takes and takes this. So I should probably take care of business by putting the bishop back somewhere. I mean, if I can get this knight for the bishop, it's not that bad. But I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I want to go f4. I want to meet e5 with f4. And if he pushes again, it's not that bad. So bishop e2, e5, f4. This knight should be there to cover this. I'm not gonna take the pawn on e5. So I guess I'm gonna go back with the bishop to e2, because I cannot prevent e5 anymore. But if he pushes e5, I'm gonna go f4. And if takes, I'm gonna take. I mean, I can take like that. e5, f4 takes. I cannot go f4. Well, f4 is not that great. Right, so takes is a threat. So I kind of have to cover the bishop. Takes. So rook e1. He's not threatening to win anything currently, so everything seems to be protected, but my position is very bad, very weird. A very weird position. Maybe I had b4 in some lines, but I doubt it. So e5, knight, I don't know. Everything looks bad. Everything looks kind of ugly. So this knight comes to b4, threatens a fork on c7. Well, I can cover against this by playing my bishop back, but what is this knight gonna do? I probably go knight c1 to have this e2 square available. So yeah, still cover stuff, so I'm expecting him. Okay, well, this is probably completely destroying me now. Those pawns. I mean, bishop g4 takes the knight on d7, but he goes f3. Bishop g4, f3, bishop takes knight is bad. I need to cover my squares. But if I go bishop f1, he goes knight b4. But then I have rook e2, and I can go to d2, and there isn't much he can do. And I guess I have to go there anyway. So if he takes this, I might as well take with the rook. If he takes on the g square, I don't know. I mean, here it has clear plans. Well, this is positionally speaking very bad for me. What was my mistake? I'm not sure. I mean, well, I knew that e5 isn't that great, but I I think b3 in hindsight wasn't that great. I should have gone to e5 at some point. Knight here threatens the fork, so I kind of have to go to e2. My rook will stay there forever. Rook e2, rook d2. Yeah, rook e2. If f3, it's... And he also has this. Where's this knight gonna go? No, it doesn't matter. I mean, my queen will cover the bishop. This pawn is also very weak, so I have to take it like that. Knight f3, he's gonna go there with a knight, hitting this pawn. I need to get rid of this knight, but if I go there, it's gonna go to d3. But what is it doing from d3? Not that much. Well, I don't know. I mean, knight here, knight d3, move the rook, knight e3. I take this, takes with the pawn, and I can maybe cover things up. And then I don't see one is looking ugly anyway. So knight here. This was kind of clear. So the f2 square is... It's gonna go knight g4, whatever weather. Should this rook be... Yeah, I mean... Putting it on that square? I mean, I might have h4 in some lines. So, well, if I take the knight after knight g4, then he's hitting this pawn 3 times. But how am I covering it anyway? I can't. I simply can't. I want to get rid of this knight. This pawn hangs with check. And all those pawns are gonna go and help me. Yeah, this is lost. This is lost. Yeah, that was a great game. That was really a great game. I mean, I will analyze it. So, well, a lot of counterintuitive moves were played here. So, let's shortly go back. I mean, this is kind of a4, it can't be bad. But the problem, yeah, this bishop to here wasn't that great. I think this was the first positional mistake. He went back, knight here, knight there, hitting the bishop, hitting the pawn. So he goes here, hitting the rook. Queen a1, takes, g5, knight here. Knight here was excellent. c5. Yeah, this retreat was also excellent. And then then it went pretty fast. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.